Hey y'all, this is Allison hanging out in my space to craft, and I have these pictures. They're from my birthday, well, not on my birthday, but my birthday brunch with my daughter and my mom. So I thought I'd go ahead and put this in Reese's scrapbook because she really doesn't have that many pictures of the three of us in there. So I've pulled out my Vicky Boutin Flower Emporium Starters Pack. It's got some gorgeous background papers in it and some tags. I don't have a lot of other stuff from it, but I think I can make it work. So I went through and let me explain my thought process just a little bit. I found a paper that I really liked. Hang on a second, let me see if I can find it. I really liked this and thought that with the blues and stuff that might really work. However, this is one of the pages in here that is able to create a 2-page layout. And since I do make a lot of 2-page layouts, I figured I better preserve it for a 2-page layout. But I do plan to use it. So my next option was this one, but I don't want this much dark on it. I think I want to create that sort of half and half look from that other paper. And so I pulled this out and thought this might make a nice other half of it. And then it's pulling in this turquoisey blue and stuff like that. So I think that is my base plan for my background. And you know, I'm probably going to splice this together and try and preserve this because there's a really nice orange splash on the back side. Look how fun. So I'm gonna be chintzy on my paper. I might do a third, I don't know. So either between a half and a third, something like that. I also have this floral. This is actually Simple Stories. I might use that, but I may not. I may not have to. I'm gonna put that aside. And then I have some tags and cut aparts. For example, this tag is very nice, but I might just choose to fussy cut that flower out and then keep this as a journal box for something else. I don't know. Some of these other tags might work. And then over here, I love this one, and it would match and bring out some of the yellows and other colors. I really like this tag. So I may pull a few tags out. I like this turquoise tag. So I'm gonna play with that a little bit. There are also these larger things. I thought about maybe using one of these as a border, but if I'm gonna use this paper, then I don't really need to pull that in. What's on the back side? The back side is this really nice ledger. So I think I'm gonna leave that one. So let me cut off these branding strips, and always keep your Vicky Boutin branding strips because they are gorgeous. And I'm gonna pick a few tags and come back with a little bit more of a plan. All right, so I did some digging around. I cut out one of those 4x6 journal boxes off the Vicky Boutin paper, and I pulled the little blue piece actually from Print Shop, Paperie, and then I selected this border strip that had the little flowers on it because I had fussy cut all these flowers from an advertising sheet that came from scrapbooking.com right before this line was released. And so of course I wanted to keep all those florals So I fussy cut them, and I'm going to make use of quite a few of them on this page. So I really like this half and half layout. I did decide to do an even layout, and then I just struggle with where to put the tags. I like them on that side spatially, but that puts all the color on one side of the page, and that sort of bothered me a little bit. And then I liked this little clock, but I didn't want it on the brown side, so I'm just trying to figure out placement for all of the little layers and ephemera and stuff like that. I do get there eventually, I promise, but I just play around. That one little black thing doesn't make it on the page. I did like it, but I couldn't make it work. The thing I liked about it is that it said young on there, and this was my 60th birthday lunch with my mom and my daughter. So now I'm just trying to figure out the florals, and again, things are still going to change because I'm being indecisive. So I don't mind the stripe on the other side, but I put this more mixed media one over here because more of the colors show on that side of the tag. So if I had tucked it in the other side, it would have been more neutrals. So I'm kind of settling in now on what I'm looking for. I haven't inked all these things, so I will do that off screen. I am inking some of them, but some things still need to be inked before I put them together. So I want to cover up one of the butterflies with this other butterfly, just to mix them up and create a little more dimension on that side of the page, since there is quite a bit on the blue side of the page. And by the way, I did trim off some of that beige grid underneath the polka dots. I think I trimmed off 5 inches. So there's an inch overlap, but it's a great grid and would make another great sort of half and half page. So I decided not to do 2 layers. Plus, I don't need, 49&Mkt is a really thick paper. You do not need 2 layers of it on every page. Now, these are the letters that I want to use. These are Vicky Boutin also. I'm not sure which line, but they have some like newsprint words printed on them. But you can color them. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a little bit of color to each one. I say randomly, of course, nothing I do is truly random because I'm looking at the letter before it and the letter after it and stuff like that. But I'm just going to add a little bit of very similar ink to the background page. I think it's speckled egg, maybe. It will still show up, and I'm not inking the entire letter. I'm not making them solid blue. I'm just adding a little touch at the top or the bottom or the side. And then I also will take my black ink and do around the edges. I think that will help it stand out a little bit more. You know, if you look at it from an angle, you get a little bit more of a shadow when it's black edges. So that's just my way of helping it stand out a little more. Didn't take long, as you can tell. In fact, this whole page took me only about a little over 30 minutes. I think the total time I videotaped was 30 minutes, but I did some inking off screen, as you can see here. So everything is inked, and I did leave a few things to stick them down. When I do butterflies, I do adhesive, I'm showing you there, under the wings, and then a little bit of regular glue on the body so that you get some lift on those wings. It creates really nice dimension. And now I'm just adding the title up close to the top. And I just decided to go with straightforward birthday brunch. I had the word family there that I thought about adding. I decided not to. Of course, I could have put it at the top and did family birthday brunch, but didn't need it. I like adding something to the beginning and the end of titles, especially when they're floating like this. And so that's why I added those other two little flowers. And I'm just finishing up the things that I want. I also pulled these Vicky Boutin. These are from Print Shop also. There's just some hearts. Some of the colors work. So I just pulled some of those off to add as sprinkles instead of using enamel dots for this page. And then I'm also going to add some gold mist. This is Fossilized Amber Distress Spritz. Oh, I forgot that I had some stickers. These are 49&Mkt also, but from a different line, obviously. But there's a few things that work. A little paper clip, another butterfly. So I'm just adding them for a different texture. These vellum stickers are pretty neat. Just adding some layers and some more sort of mixed media look. Now the colors aren't perfect, so I'm being a little particular about what I pull up and what I don't pull up. Moving some things around as I do that. And just tucking these things under. It makes it look like stamping or something like that. And I'm just tucking them to create a little more depth on some of those clusters. And then now we're ready for the spritz. So please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Hopefully I'm on my way to 1,000 subscribers. I'm really enjoying this, making scrapbook pages, organizing all my supplies, and making cards. So let's do some close-ups, and thanks for coming and hanging out with me in my space to craft.